Hey guys, welcome to another session of Epic 7. Today we're gonna do some Labyrinth ancient coin farming. Ancient coins, as you know, is most likely used for buying accessory charms, so necklaces and rings. And so ancient coins are a rare commodity since rings and necklaces usually have a greater increase in building your hero. So basically we're gonna go with the Great Farchi. Is it Farchi Labyrinth? Great Farce Labyrinth. We're gonna go to zone 5, so you do have to clear up to zone 5 to be able to do this. As you can see, not of it is 100% explored, not all of them are, only zone 5 is, and you really need to complete zone 5 almost 100% to be able to do this. So there's a lot of prerequisites, and I would say that zone 5 is a pretty good one to farm, again, like I said, for ancient coins and gold specifically. If you're a late game player, if you're beginning player, I would actually recommend farming zone 5 because you can get some pretty decent gear drops out of this. As you can see, hold on, let me show you here. The gear sets are actually pretty good. The whole labyrinth does drop critical sets, hit sets, and speed sets, which you'll learn early on in game that these sets are almost fundamental to building most of your units. So I would definitely recommend this if you're early game, and if you're late game, I would say your Labyrinth Compass should be used in raids. Definitely farm your raids as much as you can, kill all your bosses. But once all the bosses and mini bosses are done, maybe you do have like 1 or 2 Labyrinth passes left. And so I would definitely recommend doing this. So let's go in first. I'm going to show you my team. It's not a special team. I would say if you're going to do this farming and you're not leveling any heroes, I would definitely just go with the highest morale you can get. So there are morale calculators out there. I would say that you should check to see if your team has really high morale. Mine doesn't really. I'm just going with as much damage dealing as possible and doing it as fast as possible while leveling up my Kayron. So that's why I'm gonna go with this team. But basically, so I'm gonna show you the entire map. There's a lot of warping to do, but you have to run a path first. The objective is basically hit as many parts of this map as possible, and the boxes, like treasure boxes and whatnot, they are RNG, and the enemy encounters are also RNG. But there's a couple places in the labyrinth. I think they're called like piles of stones or whatever. You can click on those and you can get certain loot. You can get bookmarks, gold, ancient coins, gear. So I'm just gonna do this first. And those ones are always stationary. So we have to kind of like run through these enemies first before I actually show you all the path for the loot. So again, like I said, it's really good for farming. And I would definitely recommend this once in a while, especially if you have capped your labyrinth compasses. Okay, so let me do this here.
I'll carve you up. Excuse me.
Hey Vinny, welcome to stream, man.
I will guide you through the light.
Okay, so I'm gonna keep generally you can most likely auto this, but and my Kayron's weak, so I'm still leveling him. I'm still getting his gear up. So that's pretty much it for this first location. So I did an L shape, and I'm gonna warp to the next point. You want to get as far as you can in morale, because each battle won with these monsters, you also get some ancient coins and gold. So that's why I said if it would be better if you actually go with high morale teams.
This is going to hurt.
So I won't get as far as you can, but yeah, I'll just auto most of this actually.
Give me strength.
Hey man, Pixon, welcome to stream.
Away with you.
Burning hatred. A desire for revenge.
So one thing is actually I can't take credit for this path because this path was, I believe, shared on Reddit. And Doppels was the one that actually brought this to my attention really early on. This was actually before raids were actually a thing, were actually implemented into the game. So this is what I used to do. So yeah, for newer players it could be a bit overwhelming because you're still trying to get to raid. Maybe you're still finishing off the third labyrinth as well.
Your torment excites me.
This is not a high priority, but I would say if you do have, like I said, spare compasses, then run this.
Please, save us.
Finally finished side story hidden mission. Hey, congrats, you actually caught up. That's good. I think tomorrow is the reset, right? Tomorrow is Wednesday, so yeah, tomorrow should be the end of it.
I'll carve you up. Excuse me. I'll start.
I'm on my way.
Vinny says Jagan not farming raid. Yeah. doing this for the sake of the community. Yeah, I believe it was Toph that asked about this path, and I told him I would show him one day on this. Okay, so this is the thing. So I'm gonna stop the auto. This is the pile of stones I was talking about. Sometimes this does come out at random, like chests. But there are some places that will always appear, so I'm gonna show that in a bit. Again, you get hurt by it. Sometimes you don't. I don't know if it's a bug, but you get various things from it. Again, Covenant bookmarks, gold, ancient coins, gear, and as you saw there, sky stones are as a possibility.
You pitiful beings. Death is your repentance.
Ah, is it my turn?
If you click the map, your loot will be shown, so you don't need to spend the labyrinth token, says Ali and Rub. Yeah, the thing is, like, I'm not usually short on labyrinth compasses. Like I said, like, I do this on my sphere because I usually finish my raid runs, like all bosses, all mini bosses, by like Wednesday-ish. But I keep in mind I do buy the guild labyrinth pass too. So I'm not like purely just waiting for 2 labyrinth passes. I'm not doing it every 2 days. On Monday I usually take down two of the bosses. So at the reset, I mean, not Monday. It doesn't make any sense to some people. All right, so my morale is dropping really fast here. I'm gonna try to do this thing. So I did the calculator. I have a really bad morale actually for this team. I shouldn't be running like Kayron. Okay, I got 4. I got 10 back. I don't know if I can do Luna again. Apparently that's the highest I can get, which is 15, which is actually really bad. Okay, so let's continue. So at least we can get to minus 30 before the monsters actually one-shot us. So in morale, I guess if you're a new player, knowing that is important too. I think it's see here. Actually, I'm gonna buy some of these charms. I think I'm just gonna buy those. The lesser charms are not that worth it. Okay, so keep going down.
Shall I attack?
I'm gonna burn. I'm gonna try to kill them all fast.
Excuse me. Cut and slice.
Let's advance together. Help.
It's fine. There is no salvation for those who fall down.
Leave it to me. I will guide you through the light.
I'm not actually getting good drops here as a good example. Again, getting some blue, but you can get heroic drops. Generally,
Is it my turn?
higher chance to get heroic drops from the bosses, these mini bosses. But it is what it is. So yeah, there's some RNG aspects. So yeah, Ali and Rob did make a good point. Like if you have a pretty bad run, you may as well just leave. You know, you can yield it. So if it doesn't look like you have a ton of good stuff, then just probably leave. So again, the first objective, what we're doing is trying to clear a path, killing all the monsters while our morale is high, because we're going to be warping around collecting chests and piles of stones later. And if we have low morale, we're not going to be able to take on any of the monsters. So definitely do what I'm doing exactly right now. and
be
kill off
scared.
as many monsters as you
On
can.
my honor as a dragon, I will punish you.
That's a good point. Okay, yeah. So Tara made actually even a better point. So scratch what I just said about the yielding thing. Tara said it won't reset until you clear it. So like if you have a bad run, unless you plan to never do it again, you better actually, take it. So as you can see, we have 104 ancient coins right now, and that's just ancient coins from the monsters we fought. Generally in raid, I get about an average of 120, and we still got a couple battles to go. So the next place to warp is down here. Actually, it's actually hard to see because you won't be able to see my mouse. But this bottom one. So warp here. Oh, Aline says he only told me that so I won't spend the token for the actual video. I'm actually gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it just because, like I said, I'm gonna have too many anyway, and instead of me grinding this on a weekend, I may as well do it on stream.
Excuse me. Is it my turn?
I believe.
Yeah, that
this is
Wind
what
Rider
the
is not
goddess
really helping my
wills.
Sid here. Dust Devil would be a bit better.
Scream for me. Away with you.
Do you believe in me? Back up.
Excuse me.
We're minus 13 now. Yeah, we won't make it too far, but hopefully we can get maybe 1 or 2 more battles in. Again, the enemies do spawn randomly. We got a chest right there too, so that's kind of
My
good.
opponent. This is going to hurt.
Keep up my
I will
attack
guide you through the light.
speed buffs. Let's just use Arky. We're gonna be running out anyway. Tara's like, I'm here to see Hell Raid,
Ashes
and
to ashes.
Vinny's like, I'm here for Hell Raid also. Ah, wow, these guys not really supportive, man. Not really supportive. Get the pitchfork out,
Shall I
boys.
attack?
Yeah, I know.
Blink.
It's like people want Hell Raid. But oh man, we're already at 30. Okay, so we can't even go beyond this treasure chest because there's another enemy spawn there. So we're at minus 31. Okay, so generally speaking, you can take this path all the way up to the corner and then turn left all the way up to the next warp point. I've gone as far as that if you have a proper morale team. So in that, you only almost have like maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 4 to 5 battles. But once you reach your max morale, this is where the warping happens. So you kind of have to warp around now. So we're gonna warp back to the beginning. So I'm gonna go to the center here. So just to show you relatively where I am on the map. That's where I am. So now we're gonna go and we're gonna basically just walk around. And just to let you guys know, once you kind of show your face on the first tile of the next area, there could be a battle right on that actual tile, but when you enter in, you won't enter the battle. And so sometimes you'll see like, oh, it seems like it's nothing, maybe I can go forward and maybe I can go find a chest like this, even though I see there's a battle in front. Just don't even risk it. If it's empty, don't risk going in there. So as you can see, there's a heart there. I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna try to show you if I can actually get that to proc. It would be a better example because I made that mistake many times when I started doing this. So I think it's like no problem, right? Okay, so there's nothing on the map, right? If you go back, there could potentially be a battle right under my feet. Okay, not in that one, So bad example. This one, I believe there is. You can actually see it if you look closely. So right there, you saw that there's a battle there. If I stepped any more forward, I would have been engaged in a battle and I would have been one-shotted. Because as you know, once your morale is under 30, they get first turn and they can pretty much one-shot anyone. I'm gonna go down. So yes, so you get lucky like that. That's a perfect example of the RNG of this. Sometimes it's a chest, sometimes it's nothing, sometimes it's like a healing station, sometimes it's soul station, sometimes piles of stones. But basically you want to take that risk so you can get some gold like that. I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna warp now to the next place. So I'm gonna go down here to the most left one in this middle. Okay, so I'm gonna go down. And again, the rule is even if you see like there's nothing here and there's an enemy there could be an enemy under you. So no, not there. Okay, and then last one is pretty much here. this middle one, the one that we couldn't get to, that's the very last one. And you basically want to go east and south just to check. Okay, so there's nothing here, but there's a battle right under me. I can see it. Okay, and if you go south, there could be a chest, but no, there's a battle right under me as well. So you can't do anything more here. Again, bad morale team to take as an example. Otherwise, like I said, there's probably another 4 battles, so more ancient coins. But here comes the juicy bit. Okay, so here comes the juicy bit. We're gonna warp now to the very top here, very top right. Okay, so show you again relatively on the map where I am. This whole lane of battles I had, this is probably the most worthwhile part of the run, because you get a ton of free piles of stones and possible chests that spawn. So we're gonna go. Okay, we can go down. And so the first lane here, you don't need to worry about monster run-ins as long as you don't exceed where I'm going. Okay, so we got free piles of stone. So these ones are not RNG. These will always be here. So you can see there, right there, another one. Sometimes you get hit, sometimes you don't. I have no idea if it's a bug or not, but anyways. If it looks like you're risking of dying, just use the potion in the bottom left corner here. It shouldn't kill you. It shouldn't kill you, but sometimes you can get pretty trolled by these piles of stones. I don't know what happens. I don't think you can actually die. They probably do a percentage damage. I've never gotten to a point where I could die. Okay, and then the next one here, you don't run this entire thing. So there's a chest. You can see it on the map. There's a chest right there. So that's really tempting, right? But there's a battle right under me. I can actually see it. Usually on the mobile phone, the phone is so small I can't actually see the icon. But on Nox, on the PC, I can. So, you know, don't go after the chest. There's a bait, alright? And then the very last one here. You turn north. There could possibly be a chest. Nope. No chest. So again, sometimes you get better RNG, you get more, sometimes you get less. But here again, this lane, you get 2 more piles of stones for free. So that's why I had to finish off this last battle at this tile. So I'm gonna go and we're gonna do it. We got a boot. Let's see. Heroic boots. We'll check the stats on it because sometimes you can get some pretty good stats. And I'm gonna show you the gear, some of the gear that I've gotten from this, doing this. Okay, so that's pretty much it. So you do need to warp out and to collect your loot. So we have 130 ancient coins. Like I said, if I could kill a couple more enemies, roughly generally about 200 to 240 ancient coins if you do your best runs. Now the gear is not that good. Sometimes you get some really good gear and the gold is not bad. So let's go and let's exit. We're gonna take a look at the stats. Most likely it's to sell right now because I'm collecting more endgame gear. Alright, here we go. So there's a crit ring with a defense. Speed ring with health. Well, speed boot with health. Not that good because it's 40 health total. And the rest you probably don't need to do. So sell the gear there. You can collect a ton of gear as well for gold. So not a bad run if you have a spare pass that you know is gonna cap once it resets for your raid. So just a quick example before I end the video here on some of the gear that I've gotten. I'm still using, technically to my shame, but I'm still using it. So like for example, like this says he needs a way better boot, but it has a 12% crit damage. Again, roll these early on in the game, and so you know I've been using them. This one has a 40% attack with a crit set. Not that great as in substats. Not bad for Bologna here, I guess. But you know, I rolled it to 15 early on, so you know, might as well keep it. I think a couple other people have stuff from that run as well. I think these helmets are probably from them. But anyways, yeah, that's pretty much it. If you're a new player, I would definitely again recommend that you do run this if you're going to cap your Labyrinth passes, because it does help you out early game. And then again, 40% attack on a ring is not terrible, and it's quite usable. Again, substats are random anyway, so you could roll something good out of it. Anyways, hopefully that was helpful for those who may not know that path from before. But I'm gonna end that video there. So if you guys have Discord, check out the Discord server, follow me on Twitter, and subscribe to YouTube if you haven't. As always, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time.